Good morning, friends. Greetings and welcome to the Brightside, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado, registered pharmacist number 12275. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and health and well-being, and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to the Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That's why we are here every day on the Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 27 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, acne, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure, because the human biological system is a healing and regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis, and while some folks may call that healing and regenerating and renewing system a miracle, it really is no miracle at all. It is simply the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, we want to hear from you. We welcome your calls on the Bright Side. 855-660-4261 is our call-in number. Try to call in early so we can get to as many calls as possible. 855-660-4261 if you have questions about the longevity products or prescription drugs. If you want to get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program or help a loved one get on a nutritional supplement program, 855-660-4261 is our number. Likewise, if you have a success story or you just want to contribute to the conversation, 855-660-4261 is your call-in number. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products that we talk about on the program, 866-735-2470 is the phone number for the Brightside Ben phone team, or you can head over to my website, brightsideben.com. Take a look at our shopping cart. We've got all the longevity products up, including my personal favorite, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, now Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0, peach-flavored. It's got prebiotics and probiotics for your digestive system. If you're not feeling well in your digestive tract, hey, if you're not feeling well in the digestive system, nothing's going to work because you're not going to be able to absorb your nutrients. That's why the prebiotics and the probiotics are stroke of genius, really, in the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. As it is, you're going to get great absorption because it's liquid. It goes right to work. But then the wise folks at Longevity threw in some prebiotics and probiotics as well. It's all $50 a canister. You get your water-soluble nutrients, fat-soluble nutrients, plant-derived minerals. It tastes great. If you have any kind of digestive problems, it's especially good, by the way, for older folks, because older folks typically don't absorb their nutrients. Sometimes I wonder how much of what we call dementias and Alzheimer's disease and brain problems are really nothing more than B vitamin or essential fatty acid or magnesium deficiencies. And truly, people notice brain results, better thinking, clearer thinking, especially if they've been having a problem with memory or with forgetfulness. People notice results pretty darn quickly on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, especially for your folks, your older folks, for your parents, for your grandparents. You can find out all about it at brightsideben.com by pulling down on the shopping cart. And, of course, if you want to join the Brightside Ben team, you can click on the Join the Team link on the upper left-hand corner of the page at brightsideben.com. All right, speaking of brain health, we've been talking about nerve chemicals. We've been talking about neurotransmitters. That's the fancy way of saying nerve chemicals. These are the chemicals that make everything happen in the body. You don't hear a lot about these neurotransmitters on nutrition shows. That's because you can't really take a neurotransmitter, a nerve chemical supplement. You can take the building blocks of these nerve chemicals, and certainly that's one of the major roles of supplements, is to help you make neurotransmitters, to make nerve chemicals. And one of the things that happens as we get older and as our body doesn't absorb nutrients is we don't make as much of these brain chemicals, and a lot of nerve and brain problems are associated with deficiencies in neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters make everything happen in the body. Every finger you wiggle or toe you wiggle or thought you think or eye you blink, all is connected to some kind of nerve chemical. Last we spoke, we were talking about the link between the nerve chemical acetylcholine and smoking. Acetylcholine mostly has relaxing effects. It mostly activates the relaxation nervous system, which is involved in calming the body down and opening up blood vessels, stimulating the secretion of saliva and digestive juices, stimulating the movement of food through the digestive tract. Acetylcholine has heart-slowing effects. Beta blocker drugs, if you've ever heard of those, if you have high blood pressure, chances are you're taking a beta blocker drug like Inderal or low pressor, metoprolol. There's lots of beta blocker drugs, which are particularly toxic and deadly drugs, and there's no really good drugs, and most of them are deadly and toxic, but the beta blockers are near the top of the list. Not at the top of the list maybe, but near the top of the list of nasty, unpleasant drugs. Beta blocking drugs work by amplifying the effects of acetylcholine. Acetylcholine relaxes the heart. Beta blockers block acetylcholine's enemy. Or antagonistic. Remember, we said that there's these antagonistic relationships. Well, beta blockers block the enemy, the antagonistic chemical of acetylcholine, thereby making acetylcholine effects more dramatic, slowing down the heart. But of all the functions, all the effects that acetylcholine has in the body, none is more important than the beneficial effects it has for the activity of the intellectual functioning, the intellectual centers in the brain, the learning centers in the brain. Acetylcholine is the quintessential brain-enhancing biochemical. There's a whole class of nutritional supplements called nootropics. Nootropics. These are learning aids. They started to be developed in the late 1980s as we started to understand about nerve chemicals, and there's lots of these supplements that you can take now that will help you improve your brain health. DMAE is one that we've talked about. We're going to talk about another one called centrophenoxamine. Vitamin E also has brain health benefits. There's lots of supplements that you could take that have brain health benefits. We're going to talk about one here in a little bit, but they all work by enhancing acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is the ultimate brain-enhancing nootropic biochemical. You can't take acetylcholine, but you can take supplements that support acetylcholine. Deficiencies or defects in acetylcholine processing in the brain are associated with anxiety and learning disabilities and dementias and Parkinson's disease and palsies, Bell's palsies and tics and other movement disorders and schizophrenia and forgetfulness and autism. If you got a brain health issue, chances are acetylcholine processing is involved. On our last Brightside episode, we talked about the interesting relationship between cigarette smoking and acetylcholine. Nicotine, the addictive substance, the active ingredient, the stuff that causes all the problems, or a lot of the problems in tobacco, is very similar to acetylcholine. How do you like that? Nicotine and acetylcholine are very similar to each other. Cells that respond to acetylcholine can be fooled by nicotine. Nicotine is what we say a cholinergic analog. It's a mimic of acetylcholine. It's a type of acetylcholine, really. And this is one of the reasons why people have a relaxation effect when they smoke their cigarettes. This is one of the reasons why people smoke cigarettes, to relax. The addictive effects associated with nicotine and tobacco really are related to the fact that nicotine is so similar to this brain chemical acetylcholine. Cells begin to depend on nicotine, and they don't make acetylcholine. When cells are economical, they're not going to waste their time. They're not going to waste their precious resources. If there's acetylcholine coming into the body through nicotine or in the form of nicotine, cells aren't going to make their own acetylcholine. And then when your nicotine wears off, guess what? You're going to be low in acetylcholine, and you're going to want another cigarette. And this is where the addictive process comes in. And by the way, what we call cravings are really our cells saying, hey, we need some acetylcholine. And we get a craving, and we go get a cigarette, and this vicious cycle continues. What does that tell you? Well, it tells you that if you could figure out a way to support acetylcholine, you may be able to quit smoking much easier. Quitting smoking, as anybody can tell you, and I'm an ex-smoker myself, is really, really hard to do. Well, if you're trying to quit smoking, one of the best strategies is going to be to support acetylcholine, and there's lots of ways to do that. We'll continue talking about acetylcholine and nutritional support for acetylcholine when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. 855-660-4261 is our number. We'll be back right after this.
Hello, it's Tom Chenault from The Tom Chenault Show. We are experts in home-based business and residual income. We show people how to make money from their home, either part-time or full-time. And in partnership with Genesis Communication Network, we've organized a team to fight back about people not having money, time, or health. And we need your help. What we want you to do is, if you've got an interest in building an organization to fight back against people taking our money, taking our time, and taking our health, we want to talk to you. All you need to do is call this number, 855-308-8326. Again, all you want to do is call 855-308-8326. You can make a tremendous amount of money and end up fighting for a great cause. Please call us right now.
Gold is like nothing else on Earth. From the Romans through the Renaissance, from the Industrial Age to the Space Age, gold has weathered the test of time. For 6,000 years, gold has remained the ultimate store of wealth. According to the World Gold Council and the U.S. Mint, demand is at an all-time high. The stage is being set for the reemergence of gold as the common-sense alternative to a fiat paper currency that gets weaker every day. Midas Resources is proud to offer the hard-hitting report that arms you with the truth you need to protect you and your family from the Fed's plans for your hard-earned money. Don't gamble with your future. Call Midas Resources today and ask for your free copy of As Good as Gold. Call 1-800-686-2237 for the report the Fed hopes you'll never see. As Good as Gold can be yours by calling 800-686-2237. If you have ever thought about owning gold, you must read this report. Call Midas today at 800-686-2237.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
The nation's largest independently owned and operated talk radio network. The Genesis Communications Network. G.
We're back on the Brightside. I am Pharmacist Ben, 855-660-4261. It's our call-in number. We do have a couple lines open for you. Try to call in early. It's first come, first serve, and I hate leaving people on hold at the end of the program, which we invariably do. 855-660-4261 is our call-in number. If you have questions about prescription medication or nutritional supplements or health conditions, or if you just want to comment or If you have a success story, we'd love to hear from you. 855-660-4261 is our number. Want to remind you to check out my blog, pharmacistben.com. Got a post up there. Hopefully it'll be up there today, maybe tomorrow, on choline. Choline is a very interesting supplement. We'll be talking about that here in a little bit. We'll be talking about that today as well as in the coming days. I'm going to be at the Longevity Convention here this weekend. If you're going to be out there, hope you'll stop by and say hello. I'll be on a panel, a women's health panel tomorrow morning, and that's in Anaheim. Hopefully we'll get to see you out there. And let's see what else I got to tell you. Check out my blog, pharmacistben.com. Also my website, brightsideben.com, if you want to join the team. If you want to start yourself a longevity business, help me in my mission to educate the world about the importance of nutritional supplementation. If you join the Brightside Ben team, I will actually come out to wherever you're at. If you can get 20 or 30 people, we can do a talk. I'll help you build your business, and I'll help you earn some thank you checks as well. And you can find out all about that by clicking on the Join the Team link on the upper left-hand corner of the page at brightsideben.com, or you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. Okay, so schizophrenics are particularly big-time cigarette smokers. There's a very interesting relationship between nicotine and acetylcholine and schizophrenia. Nearly 80% of schizophrenic patients are smokers, as compared to about 20% of the general population of cigarette smokers. I think it's dropped a little bit in the last couple of years. Schizophrenic symptoms can be induced by drugs that block acetylcholine. And because of this very interesting relationship between acetylcholine and schizophrenia, between acetylcholine and brain health issues, between acetylcholine and dementia, it's thought, by some scientists anyway, that schizophrenics may be self-medicating with nicotine, which, as it turns out, has acetylcholine-like effects. Nicotine can act like acetylcholine. Vitamin B3 does the same thing. Niacin. This is really important for you guys who are trying to quit smoking. Niacin and acetylcholine have some similarities. Niacin and nicotine have some similarities. Niacin's relationship to nicotine, they're structurally similar. Niacin and nicotine have a structural similarity. And this relationship may translate into benefits for schizophrenics. If you know anybody who's a schizophrenic or who's got any kind of delusional disorders, niacin, vitamin B3 may be something you want to think about as a supplement. And this relationship between niacin and nicotine may also be helpful to folks who are trying to quit smoking. And for non-schizophrenics, I'm talking about non-schizophrenics who are trying to quit smoking, and of course schizophrenics who are trying to quit smoking as well. If that's you, schizophrenic or not, try a time-release 200 milligram capsule of niacin once or twice a day. At the very least, niacin's got all kinds of brain health benefits. So you're going to get improvements in thinking, improvements in mental clarity, and niacin is also very important for blood sugar control. So you'll get benefits for your blood sugar control as well. Niacin is really one of the more underappreciated nutritional supplements. It's the only vitamin that your body can make. How do you like that? Vitamins typically are defined as chemicals that your body cannot make. Vitamin C your body can't make. Most of the B complex your body cannot make. Vitamin E your body can't make. Vitamin K your body can't make. But niacin is something that's so important for the body, your body can actually make it. It makes it from tryptophan, the amino acid tryptophan. So if you want to spare yourself some tryptophan, if you want to keep tryptophan from being turned into niacin, take niacin supplements. You'll get niacin in the Beyond Tangy Tangerine and the Ultimate Daily from Longevity. And by the way, sugar tends to deplete the body of niacin, and lots of schizophrenics are sugar junkies. I used to have a good friend. He was a schizophrenic. I wouldn't say good friend, but he was a friend. He was a schizophrenic. I probably told this story before. I used to go and get my juice at a health food store here in Boulder every morning, and Greg, my buddy, would be waiting for me, and we'd have a little talk, and Greg would tell me how much he hated his schizophrenic medication, his antipsychotic medication. I always hear about how he hated his antipsychotic medication. He had this crazy way of talking. Go, Ben, I hate my medicine, but they make me take it all the time. So finally, one day I said to Greg, by the way, I always have a big 64-ounce jug of soda that he would be drinking. And one day I said to Greg, you know what, Greg, let's get you over to the salad bar and get you some protein. We got some tuna fish and some salmon and some eggs and some vegetables, and he wolfed down this salad. And every morning for the next maybe week or so, I bought him a salad, and pretty soon Greg wasn't talking so funny anymore. Greg was talking like a normal guy. He didn't have the schizophrenic affect, the schizophrenic behaviors. He was calming down. It was the most amazing thing to see. And pretty soon he wasn't even drinking his Coke anymore. He was just doing a salad every morning, and it was this amazing transformation that I witnessed with my own eyes, and it took a couple of weeks, but at the end of a couple of weeks, Greg was pretty darn near a normal person without medication. He wasn't drinking his Coke, and he was doing a salad every morning for me, and he had changed his diet during the day as well. Well, long story short, Greg went back to his old ways, and I didn't see him for a little bit, and the next time I saw him was a couple months later, and he was back to drinking his Coke and back to talking like a schizophrenic again. But it really was dramatic evidence for me about what you could do using dietary strategies, eating more protein, getting folks off of sugar if they have mental health issues, and if they have schizophrenia, which is thought to be incurable. So sugar tends to deplete the body of niacin. If you know anybody who's a schizophrenic, you'll notice that they tend to be sugar junkies. Simply by getting them off the sugar, using sugar metabolizing supplements like niacin, eating more protein can be absolutely life-changing for anybody you know who is schizophrenic. This is the power of nutritional supplementation and dietary strategies, and you can observe it visually, and it doesn't take a lot of time. Changing your blood sugar dramatically is one of the fastest ways to cause a psychotic episode, either going high blood sugar or low blood sugar. If you are a sugar junkie, schizophrenic or not, get on a good time-to-release niacin supplement. Get on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, which features niacin. Take the Ultimate Daily, which is also another good source of niacin as well. Now, from a nutritional standpoint, acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter acetylcholine, is actually a type of choline. We don't talk a lot about choline on the program. It's too bad, because choline is amazingly important. Choline is a B vitamin-like substance. Acetylcholine can be considered a souped-up version of choline. It's choline plus a little chunk of acetyl. Remember our Tinker Toy model? Chemicals in the body are just like Tinker Toys, and there's constantly mechanisms for sticking little pieces on those Tinker Toys and changing the activity or the function of a particular chemical. Acetyl is like a little dowel activator, or a little wheel activator. If you remember playing with Tinker Toys when you were a kid, there were little dowels and there were wheels and all kinds of various parts to your Tinker Toys. Think of choline as a Tinker Toy, and think of acetyl as a dowel that gets stuck onto that Tinker Toy, and you get yourself acetylcholine. Acetylcholine, or I should say choline, that builds acetylcholine comes from foods. Lots of good foods contain acetylcholine, or contain choline. Beyond Tangy Tangerine contains choline. Pretty much all of your smart supplements, your focus supplements, are going to get you some choline. Choline is one of the B vitamins. It's water soluble, but it also has some fat soluble properties too, and that makes it really, really important for the membranes of cell. Membrane. The membrane of a cell is actually a type of brain. All right, we're going to come back with more good health information and your phone calls when we come back from our break. 855-660-4261 is our number on the bright side. We'll be back after this. Don't go away.
If you're worried about your health and you're tired of the nasty side effects of harsh drugs or antibiotics, then look no further. Supernatural Silver is the answer. Supernatural Silver is a powerful immune system enhancer that can be used every day to help keep you healthy and well with none of those nasty side effects. It's extremely safe for use internally as well as topically. And Supernatural Silver is hundreds of times more effective than colloidal or ionic silver. It is perfect for use in the sinuses, eyes, ears, and on any wound or skin issue. Supernatural Silver is also extremely effective when taken orally and can help fight off bacteria, viruses, and mold that may be overwhelming your immune system. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, supernaturalsilver.com, and use the promo code SILVER2014 for 20% off of your entire order, and give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance with Supernatural Silver.
I will never forget the day my son Jeremy told me he hated me and slammed the door in my face. I'm behavioral therapist Janet Lehman. Behavior problems can turn the child you love and your life into a nightmare. That's why my husband James and I created the Total Transformation, the step-by-step program that shows you how to fix the worst behavior problems and get your child to respect and listen to you again. No matter what the behavior, defiance, backtalk, angry outbursts, disrespect, we can help you stop it. Now you can get the Total Transformation for free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. You can keep it forever for free.
Limited number of free programs available. Call now. 1-888-912-1595. 1-888-912-1595. That's 1-888-912-1595. 1-888-912-1595.
Mother's Day is right around the corner. If you haven't ordered your Mother's Day flowers yet, make sure to visit proflowers.com for an amazing deal. ProFlowers has a Mother's Day special for radio listeners. Get 100 gorgeous blooms for Mom with a free glass vase for $19.99. And if you want to make her day even more special, upgrade to a premium vase and add gourmet chocolates for just $9.99 more. Mom will be so happy when she unwraps her beautiful bouquet of blooms, guaranteed to stay fresh and beautiful for at least one full week. Each time she looks at her Mother's Day flowers, she'll think of you. But hurry, this deal expires soon, so make sure to place your order today. The only way to get this incredible deal is to go to proflowers.com/radio right now and enter the code PLOW, P-L-O-W, proflowers.com/radio, code PLOW, P-L-O-W. That's proflowers.com/radio and enter code PLOW, P-L-O-W.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right. General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey Guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit GoBerkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey Guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey Guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey Guy.
We are the premier independent talk radio network, the Genesis Communications Network, GC.
Got a letter here from the North Pole, from Trudy, not from Santa Claus, from Trudy in the North Pole. I'm not sure exactly where the North Pole Trudy is. She sent me a Facebook. I just opened it up and saw it. If you guys send me Facebooks, I don't always get to my Facebook messages. I apologize for that. You can send me an email, ben@ksco.com. I do get tons of emails. I try to answer as many as I can. If I haven't answered you, send me another one and put on their second or third or fourth attempt, and you'll get my attention. Anyway, Trudy writes, "Good day, Ben. Thank you for your lovely show. Wonderful knowledge. I listen to you not on the live show because I'm on the North Pole side of the world," she says, Antarctica. But she listens to the clips on YouTube. Anyway, the question is it all right to use coconut oil direct on the skin as a moisturizer? How good is coconut oil for acne, topically or ingested. And then she says, I've heard two different takes on coconut oil. I've heard Dr. Wallach say don't use coconut oil when he's advising people on his show not to use it. Is the coconut oil bad only when heated, she asks? And then how about if I just pour it on food when eating? And she says I can answer on the show, and that's exactly what I'm going to do, Trudy, so thanks for writing. Yes, coconut oil can be used on the skin as a moisturizer. It's not really going to change the quality of your skin, although there is a little bit of vitamin E in the skin, and that can have some protective effects. But coconut oil has a softening effect. Remember, the surface of the skin is made up of dead cells, and you'll soften those dead cells with coconut oil. This is one of the ironies, funny things about moisturizers is they don't moisturize. They slickerize. They put a coat of oil on the skin. Now, if you're happy with a coating of oil on your skin, great. Use coconut oil. It's probably one of the safer oils to use because it's stable. But really, what's the point? What's the point of putting an oil on the skin? In the old days, when we didn't know what moisturizers were, we thought that was the best way we could moisturize. It's not the best way. It's a pretty lame way to moisturize, but it will give you a little bit of a soothing. It'll have a soothing quality, and sometimes dry skin can be irritating. So it's not very good as a moisturizer, but as far as moisturizers go, it's probably one of the better ones to use, even though you're not going to get any permanent long-term effects. Essential fatty acids taken internally, now that's a whole different ballgame. That's how you really want to moisturize your skin. Anyway, we'll talk about that on another day. How good is coconut oil for acne? It's not. It doesn't do anything for acne. There's a little bit of vitamin E in there, as I say, and vitamin E can have some anti-inflammatory effects. You might get some benefits that way, but it's not really going to help your acne. Ingested, it might do a little bit of good, a little bit better, and you'll get some internal vitamin E, and that might be helpful. And then as far as Doc Wallach's take on coconut oil, I don't know if Dr. Wallach actually said that about coconut oil. I know he and a lot of other folks who I respect say advise not to use unsaturated liquid oils because they're very unstable. We've talked about this in the past. Coconut oil is a very, very stable oil. In fact, that's the one oil that you do want to cook with, along with butter, because of its stability. You can pour it on top of food when you're eating. That's absolutely true. You can do something called oil pulling also, which I'll be talking about here hopefully in the coming weeks. Oil pulling is when you swish coconut oil in your mouth and it pulls out some of the fat-soluble toxins. It can help clear your breath, and supposedly anyway, it can help improve gum disease. That's called oil pulling. Coconut oil is awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. Now, I do know that there's some folks who believe that you shouldn't use oil, including Dr. Wallach, but I don't think he's including coconut oil in that list. If he is, I would have to respectfully disagree, and I do sometimes disagree with Dr. Wallach. By the way, I'm reading his new book now, Epigenetics. Awesome book. Absolutely wonderful. It's kind of a walk through health history, if you will, from the days of the ancient Egyptians and even from caveman days all the way up to modern times. It's a really wonderful, easy-to-read book. It's got tons of great information. It's almost like a compilation of a lot of his books, and you can purchase it off of my website, brightsideben.com, and I highly encourage that you do. Dr. Wallach is just an absolute brilliant man, and even though I don't agree with everything that he says, I have learned quite a bit of nutritional strategies and nutritional ideas from Doc Wallach. I've been reading and studying his stuff for many years. Okay, 855-660-4261 is our call-in number. Let's go to Washington and welcome Mitch to the bright side. What is up, Mitch? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Ben? Hey, my wife has got, let's see if I can say this right, Seborrhea dermatitis.
Seborrhea dermatitis, yes.
There you go.
Yes, she's making a lot of sebum. She's making a lot of oil, and she's got a rash. That's Latin talk. That's fancy doctor talk. Doctor talk to disempower average people, to make average people think they don't know what they're doing and they got to depend on the doctor. That's just my take on it. That's why lawyers and that's why doctors have all those fancy words. Seborrhea dermatitis just means she's got a rash with a bunch of oil. Correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And 2 years are me trying to tell her what I think you would have suggested.
What did you say? I'm just curious.
Basically, I tried to get her to increase her vitamin E and vitamin A and take the Healthy Starter Pack and stay off of wheat. And she hasn't done much of that except for recently she's stayed off the wheat.
And she knows anything?
And she's starting to see a little bit of improvement.
Okay, that's good.
It's gotten so bad. Her dermatitis, or her
brilliant dermatologist probably is going to put her on a steroid drug, correct?
Yeah, that's exactly what she did, and it did help.
What did she put her on? What did they put her on? Prednisone?
That sounds I can't even remember.
Well, in any case, that's just going to make me mad. I don't want to even think about that. Listen, here's the deal. Whenever you have oily skin, you have something that's burdening the body. Oily skin is how the body responds to stress. When the body is stressed, there's all kinds of generic kinds of things that will happen. There's generic responses to stress, and that stress can be from a saber-toothed tiger, probably not likely. That stress can be from your boss, more likely, or the IRS, or the New World Order, or a dysfunctional family, or nutritional deficiencies, or eating the wrong foods, or heart disease, or any other kind of disease. All of these can put stresses on the body. The body has a generic response to stresses that include hypertension, that include insomnia, that include infertility, that include acne and skin problems, that include hyperpigmentation or darkening. These are all generic responses to stress, whether the stress is a lion about to eat you or whether it's the New World Order. Whatever that stress is, you're going to have the same kind of responses: hypertension, insomnia, infertility, skin problems, hyperpigmentation, hair loss, fatigue. There's zillions of these generic symptoms. This is one of the key hallmark philosophical pillars of the Brightside. The body has a generic way of responding to stresses, no matter what those stresses are, and there's no diseases, there's no bodily dysfunction without some stressor, which means if you're sick or you're not looking as good as you should or you got any kind of health condition, the first thing you need to do is figure out what that stressor is. Usually you're going to find it involves some kind of food, and so you're on the right track with wheat. And if you've noticed results just by eliminating wheat, think of what will happen when you eliminate the oats and when you eliminate the corn and when you eliminate the rice and the pasta and the potatoes and all the other more than likely food problems that we have or that your wife has. So that's number one, eliminating problem foods. Fluctuations in blood sugar are the second major stressor on the body. That means eating more protein, reducing any kinds of foods that spike your blood sugar. By the way, sugar is a really fast way to get oily skin. Eating a lot of sugar is a really fast way to get oily skin because of how burdensome that is on the body. So that alone will make a huge difference. More protein, less sugar. Using sugar metabolizing nutrients like the chromium and vanadium that you get from sweeties. We talked about niacin. That can be very helpful, and also niacin has some nice skin benefits too. Using time-release niacin around 200 milligrams a day, continuing on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine as well. The dermatitis is a rash. A rash is a sign of an activated immune system. So once again, we've got some kind of defensive response. Eliminating those stressors that are initiating the defensive response is job number one. And there's a couple other things you could do directly for the dermatitis. So hang tight, Mitch. We'll finish up when we come back from our break. If you're on hold, we'll get to you as well. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll be back right after this.
Many Americans suffer from digestive problems, often totally unaware they're not absorbing essential nutrients from foods and supplements. Dr. Peter Glidden is aware of the importance of healing a damaged digestive system.
Now, the product that I'm going to talk about today, Mackey Plus, and it is a combination of a superfruit, the Mackey berry, and aloe vera juice. Now, aloe vera is a very interesting nutritional supplement to talk about because aloe vera, you know, it's the stuff that you put on your skin if you get a burn. And, man, it really knocks down the pain, the inflammation of the burn, and facilitates healing. Well, guess what? It does the same thing internally that it does externally to burns.
To soothe and heal your digestive system, order Mackey Plus today by calling 855-347-3696. That's 855-347-3696. Or on the web at fireyourmdnow.com. That's fireyourmdnow.com.
So we decided to upgrade the look of our home.
You know, improve the curve appeal.
We decided to add the look of stone to the exterior.
We really like the stacked stone look.
Yeah, but when I checked into the price, it was ridiculous. No way could we afford it.
Then a friend told me about Genstone. Genstone.
Genstone comes in lightweight panels made of polyurethane. They've actually engineered the hassle out of installation. No mortar, no mesh. It was easy. Even I could do it.
We just screwed the panels to the wall and it looks like stone. I mean, it really looks like stone.
Yeah, from the box to the wall in minutes.
We love the look of our home now.
And Gemstone is durable, comes with a 25-year warranty, and offers additional R-value for insulation.
If you want the look of stone at a price you can afford, call Gemstone
at 855-955-STONE.
Trust me, you'll save money.
And you'll love the look.
855-955-STONE. That's 855-955-7866.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
It's hard to imagine when things are going reasonably well, just how quickly things can change. But what would it take? Economic collapse, massive crop failure, chemical or biological attack? So many situations could find you in the grocery looking to pick up food for your family only to find that the shelves are empty. There's nothing. Don't let that happen. Act today to make sure that if it ever comes to that, you and your family will be provided for. Visit freezedryguy.com to look at the wide variety of survival foods available. Freeze-dried foods from the Freeze Dry Guy store longer, rehydrate faster, are nutritionally superior to, and taste better than any other long-term storage food available. Visit freezedryguy.com or call toll-free 866-404-3663. freezedryguy.com.
We are America's largest independently owned communications network, GCN.
All right, we're back on the bright side. Mitch in Washington. I'm going to go real fast, Mitch, without your wife, because I want to get to finish up all our calls. Got a bunch of people holding, okay? So, sorry, I don't mean to be rude here. I'm just going to go real fast, all right? Seborrhea, number one, that's oil production. Lots of oil. Skin oils are called sebum. You want to you want to make sure that you're getting, if you got that oil coming out, no matter what it is, if you have oily skin, you want to consider it a sign of an activated stress response. That means removing the stressor. The two most likely stressors are going to be food, so link foods to digestive distress. If she has diarrhea, constipation, any kind of digestive symptoms, heartburn, cramping, whatever, link those up to foods, and those are foods that need to be eliminated. Then there's nutrients that can help with the skin. Niacin, vitamin B3 is very important. One of my favorite excess oil supplements is pantothenic acid, vitamin B5. You do need to take some high doses of it, but it's extremely effective. Vitamin B5 is involved in fat metabolism, how the body processes fats, and oily skin is a fatty issue. Vitamin B5 is also very important for making fat hormones, steroid hormones, I should say. So if you have any hormone issues, estrogen or testosterone or DHEA or any of these, any steroid hormone issues, you're not making hormones, if you have a libido problem, and if you have oily skin, vitamin B5, pantothenic acid along with your niacin. You do need to take maybe 3 or 4 grams of it a day. That's quite a bit. So go get some 500 milligram capsules and have your wife take maybe 6 a day, 3 in the morning, 3 at night kind of thing, or 2-3 times a day. And then make sure you're taking all your Bs with the Beyond's Tangy Tangerine. So if you're going to be doing the timed release niacin and the panto, the vitamin B5, make sure you're doing it with your Beyond Tangy Tangerine so you get the full spectrum of B complex vitamins. Vitamin E might be helpful, 400 international units a day of vitamin E. And vitamin A is always good for all skin health issues, and that would be 20,000 international units of vitamin A. The dermatitis is a rash. Rash is an immune system reaction. That means it's one of the ways the body's responding responding to some kind of stress that's getting in. Again, a stressor. Eliminate those stressors, most especially digestive stressors. And all the nutrients I just told you for oily skin can help with dermatitis, especially niacin. Do you know niacin deficiency can cause dermatitis? It's one of the classic signs of vitamin B3 niacin deficiency. So get on that niacin. Topically, you can use pantothenic acid topically. You can make yourself a little cream by breaking open a capsule and dissolving the powder in the cream and applying the cream to your skin. You can also use zinc oxide. That will help dry up some of those oils and might also calm the skin down. If worse comes to worse and you really, really need some dramatic help, don't use steroids, but you can use something called Benadryl cream. Or you can actually use Benacort cream, which has a little steroid in it, hydrocortisone cream. And that's just for emergencies if the dermatitis gets really, really bad. But personally, I would be focusing on stressors that are getting into the body, eliminating problem foods. Last but most certainly not least, for all skin conditions, think Nightly Essence, Biolumin Nightly Essence, which is bacteria, good bacteria, probiotics for the gut that can help not only protect the immune system, support the immune system, but also, of course, can help the digestive system if you're having problems processing foods. Does that help you, Mitch?
Yeah, thanks on. That's exactly what I think she'll need.
Good deal. Thanks so much for your call. Appreciate it. I wish we had more time to chat, but I want to move on and talk to Luigi in Florida. Welcome to the Brightside, Luigi. What's going on?
Hi, I have a friend whose daughter has autoimmune disease.
Okay.
We're pretty sure that it's lupus.
Okay.
So
let's talk about lupus. Let me talk about lupus for a little bit.
Yeah, I've done some research that you did, I guess.
Okay.
And I would like to know where to go to do more research about it, and also, obviously, things to help. Yeah.
Okay, here's the deal. Lupus is kind of a generic collection disease. It's a whole bunch of different autoimmune diseases. Autoimmune diseases, listen, I always say this. It doesn't matter the name of the disease. Naming a disease is just some stupid medical trick to fool us into participating into the medical model. You don't need to have a diagnosis or the name of a disease. Lupus is just a generic autoimmune disease. MS is an autoimmune disease that affects the nerves. Vitiligo is an autoimmune disease that affects the pigment cells. There's different autoimmune diseases. Diabetes is an autoimmune disease that affects the pancreas, and on and on and on. Myasthenia gravis affects the muscles. There's different autoimmune disease names for different areas of the body. Lupus is, they just gave up on it because lupus covers all kinds of different parts of the body. It's like, oh, forget it. This is too complicated. Let's just call it lupus. So when you have lupus, you have an autoimmune disease of the joints, of the skin, of the blood, of the blood cells, of the heart, of the lungs, all over the body. It's like they just gave up, you know. It's too complicated to name everything, so we'll just call it lupus. You don't need to know what part of the body is being affected. It's irrelevant. It's a diversion. It's a red herring. It's a way of disempowering us. It's a way of empowering them. The predators, the medical model predators who make money and pay their mortgage and send their kids to college on our misery. How unfair is that? It is so rude. It is so insulting. So anyway, what you want to do if you have lupus or sorry about that. If you have lupus or any other autoimmune disease, all you got to know is that you have an autoimmune disease. That means the body's attacking itself. The immune system is going wacko. That always happens when the immune system is chronically activated. The only way the immune system becomes chronically activated is through food. Now, I suppose you could inject something into your blood, and that can do it too. So assuming she's not an IV drug user or she's not breathing in something, excessive amounts of plutonium or chemtrails, chances are she's got she's got a food problem. So focus on food. Look to the digestive system. This is true, folks, for any autoimmune disease, no matter where in the body it's happening. Look to food, look to digestive symptoms, and then link those digestive symptoms to specific foods, and then eliminate those foods. Then you use digestive support. Probiotics are chief among those because probiotics also have an ability to support the immune system in addition to helping us process foods. The Nightly Essence is my favorite probiotic. I'd be having her taking 9 capsules a day, 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, and 3 at night. Other nutritional support supplements for the digestive tract include Longevity Z-Radical, which is an absolutely mind-blowing, immune-boosting, and digestive system supporting supplement. Probably a at least 2 times a day, but she can take them 3 times a day also. Healthy Start Pack, must have. Sip on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine all day long. Specifically for the immune system, I'd be taking high doses of vitamin C, anywhere from 5 to 10 grams a day. Stay away, be careful of diarrhea or loose stools. Taking too much vitamin C can cause some loose stools. Vitamin E is also very important for the immune system, 400 international units of vitamin E. Same with vitamin A, 20,000 international units of vitamin A. Have her take her vitamin E and A with food because she probably isn't going to be absorbing those as well as most people. Zinc is also important for the immune system, 50 milligrams of zinc picolinate a day. Always balance out your zinc with copper, and you will get some zinc and copper in your Beyond Tangy Tangerine and the Healthy Start Pack. There's so much more you can do, Luigi, but that is a great place to start. And one last thing, for anybody with autoimmune disease, including your friend, intermittent fasting will make her feel better. The less food you eat when you have an autoimmune disease, the better you're going to feel, because it's food that's activating the immune system for the most part. So eating less food, intermittent fasting, taking days off from food, all of those are wonderful strategies. If she has a hard time, or anybody has a hard time fasting, use lemon water, get a Vitamix, make vegetable juices, or you can make vegetable waters, which aren't quite vegetable juices. It's just like one piece of a vegetable in with water as opposed to an entire juice. But that can help you fast a little bit easier. Thanks so much for your call, Luigi. I want to move on. Is there anything else you got?
Yeah, one. It'll only take a second, but where would be a good source for me to go to do additional research about
for all research, you want to go to scholar.google.com, or you want to go to pubmed.com. Scholar.google.com or pubmed.com. Those are the two best research.
I use them.
You use those already? Those are the best ones.
Yeah, I use them. But okay, that's awesome. Yeah, and so C, E.
zinc. Yeah, you're going to have to go back. I gave you a ton of information. Go back and listen to the archives. I'm going to move on, Luigi. Thanks so much, bro. Have a beautiful day. Tara, North Carolina, I'm so sorry. I know you've been holding on forever. What's going on?
Hi, Ben. I have a loved one that has been smoking for 24 years now.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it is. And she's tried to quit, and, she goes back to cigarettes. She's tried the vapor things. I just want to know what are
the strategies for quitting?
Yes.
Well, there's no strategy for willpower. It's just willpower, and that's the first thing you got to do. You got to want to quit. Now, smoking, as I was talking earlier, affects nerves in the brain, nerve cells in the brain. So your nerve cells become dependent on the smoking, and it becomes very difficult to counteract that. So what you want to do is start using some good nutrition. Keeping your blood sugar stable is very important. People will take smoke cigarettes to get the relaxing effects of nicotine, and those relaxing effects are sometimes secondary to the hyper effects of sugar. So keeping her sugar stable, blood sugar stable, by using more protein is a very important strategy for quitting smoking. Secondly, when you exercise, you have a reduced tendency to want to smoke. So the more you're exercising, especially aerobic exercising, the less you're going to want cigarette smoke. And then using nutritional supplements can help too. All the nutritional supplements, the Healthy Start Pack, but especially niacin, timed release niacin, 400 milligrams a day. Make sure it's timed release though, because you're going to get the niacin flush if you don't use the timed release niacin. Vitamin C is very important for lung health. It's not necessarily important, might not help quitting smoking, but it's important for lung health. So same with vitamin E, and then using choline supplements can help as well. And that's all the time we have for today. Again, I am so sorry for leaving folks on hold, but we'll be back at you on the next Brightside episode. Thanks for listening, folks. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Have yourselves a wonderful, beautiful day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. If you'd like to listen to GCN programs on the go, I have great news. GCN has created a Droid and iPhone application, and it's free. Just as easy as going to GCNlive.com, click on the banner, and download. Before you know it, you'll be listening to your favorite hard-hitting GCN shows, live or on demand, right on your Droid or iPhone, 24/7 and on the go. So download the Droid and iPhone app free by clicking on the banner at GCNlive.com. Thanks again for listening to GCNlive.com. Again, that's GCNlive.com.
So my elementary school-age child is begging me for a cell phone.
Please, Mom, please. All the kids have them.
But I've seen the research, and it makes sense to me that any mobile device that operates using electromagnetic frequencies that close to me or my child's head needs to be blocked.
Harmful wireless radiation is real. Protect yourself and your loved ones with Block It Pocket. Call 888-315-9618. Free shipping to the lower 48. BlockItPocket.com. Enhancing health and privacy.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.